We have several amazing Today specials that we're going to share with you. We're going to jump right into our first one. But first of all, please let me welcome Andrew, who, number one, started this incredible company in 1979, literally 46 years ago. What I love so much, Andrew, that you have done is that you are creating the world's finest supplements, each and every single one of these that are additive free, that for me, I know have changed the way that I feel, that I have lived every day of my life. And it's so awesome to be with you. Hi.
Hey, Bobby. It's been a little while. It's great to see you.
It's great to see you, too.
It's hard to believe we've been working together now. I think it's basically almost 30 years.
Yes.
So it's been a while. Originally, I was on QVC back in 1990, but when you say that I started my company back in 1979, and I did, and unlike most all companies in the vitamin industry, I started my company making the products. Most companies, it sounds strange to say this, most companies in this industry make nothing. They make claims. They have some other company make a product for them and then they put a label on it. But we've made everything since the start because my goal was to make products that were different, because the products in the market back in the 1970s, still even today, they were full of additives. They were unpleasant to take. They contained the wrong source and forms of the ingredients you want. So if you wanted something better, as they always say, you needed to do it yourself. I had to do it myself. And the first product, it's funny, Bobby, you should say back in 1979, this was my first product, Essential One.
That's
and
right.
Essential One back in the day, in the 1970s, was a really clever name. Essential, because it's only essential nutrients, and one, it's one easy to swallow capsule a day. But now, if you go online and do a search in the vitamin and supplement category, you'll probably find thousands of products with the name Essential. You'll probably find thousands of products with the word one in their name. Some of them are just even called one. So 20 plus years ago, I had come up with the name Nuance, but spelled differently than the word nuance is normally spelled, because the word nuance is normally spelled with an A. And nuance is always when you talk about something being different from something else, it might be the nuance that makes it different or makes it superior. So I thought, what a perfect name. It's for me, and for so many, hopefully, it becomes their new once daily multivitamin. And it's all the nuance that makes it so unique, so special. It contains ingredients that others ought to contain and don't. It contains the perfect proper form of B12, the perfect proper form of folate, which you won't find in any of the leading brands on any shelf in any store in America. It's kind of sad. But if you want it done correctly, as they always say, you have to do it yourself. And that's what we've done here in Nuance Today. Less than 20 cents a day. And last night I did a little research. Just did a quick search on vitamin D, 2,000 IU, even 1,000 IU, vitamin B12, the levels of vitamin C. And if you just look at those separate ingredients, and this product is less than 20 cents a day, the majority of products you'll find will be more than 20 cents a day for one of those ingredients. Mind you, you're getting 25 ingredients. I'll show on a chart in a moment. So today it is so affordable. Again, we make all the product. It's not made by some contract manufacturer. We assay and test all the raw materials before they're incorporated into a product. We assay and test the product during its production process, also following production. So we truly take the steps that unfortunately virtually all vitamin companies don't take. Making the vitamin is where you can make a difference. But unfortunately, making that vitamin is the most difficult, dirty, hard work to do. And most vitamin companies decide not to do it. And that's why they just delegate it. They hand it off to a contract manufacturer. That's not what we do. That's why our products are objectively, clearly superior.
Without a doubt. And with over 2,600 reviews, Andrew, making this a customer pick, you have, and again, one capsule. I will tell you, when I met Andrew, I never ever took vitamins. I have taken this since day one. But today, we have something very, very special. You're getting, of course, the benefits additionally of your vitamin D3. But you have the only day of the entire year where you can choose, hopefully what I just did, bought mine before I came on the air, your Nuance, where you have the opportunity to enjoy additional benefits of 100 100 milligrams of CoQ10. Almost 13,000 gone. I would love to show you your savings because Andrew is right. It is not only the most comprehensive multivitamin that's literally saving you hundreds and hundreds of dollars, easy to swallow, gentle to even the most sensitive stomachs, but the chance what you're getting today is today and today only. Right up here you see with 100 milligrams of CoQ10. Never before. 60 capsules. You see normally $61.81, $34.90. Oh, I'm sorry.
Bobby,
go ahead, Andrew.
what's important to note is that's the version with CoQ10.
Right.
There's a version without CoQ10.
Exactly.
And that version without CoQ10 is $69.90 for a 2-year supply. It's less than 20 cents a day. So when you do the math, for another $50, you're getting a year's supply of 100 milligrams of CoQ10. In other words, for 100 milligrams of CoQ10, and I was just talking about before, separate vitamin D or B12, you'll spend 10, 20, 30 cents a day for that. 100 milligrams of CoQ10. You're getting 100 milligrams of CoQ10 in that version, a year's supply, for about 14 cents a day. Because remember, 360 days for another $50, that's less than 15 cents a day. So today is the one day a year where I, as a manufacturer, I get to do special things with this product. And I'll go through the formula, but if you simply look at it, you're getting 2,000 IU of our special vitamin D3. You're getting 200 milligrams of our non-acidic, never upset your stomach vitamin C. You're getting the full RDA, 5-methyl tetrahydrofolate, which is a special form of folic acid that everyone can use. The typical folic acid, almost half the population can't use. You're not getting cyanocobalamin, which is a cyanide-related form of B12, which is synthetic, not as beneficial or active. You're getting natural methylcobalamin, which everyone's body can use. So that's just, then you get lutein, lycopene, zeaxanthin, 3 incredibly expensive carotenoids that you won't find in the leading brands. So when you look at this product, and you look at how inexpensive it is, to look at the 25 different ingredients, and not, mind you, at tiny little potencies. What I always say, it's some companies do things where they kind of bless the product. It's like they sprinkle fairy dust in, but there's no real quantity of that ingredient. You look at my product, there's real quantity of everything. Vitamin K2, MK7. Again, these are things that I suspect 10, 20 years from now you won't find in the leading brands. Unfortunately, I've been talking about them for decades. They seem to just ignore me. In fact, I remember when I was first on QVC, I talked about artificial colors in all the leading brands. I said, they'll see my spots, they'll get rid of them. Here we are, 35 years later, you can still find artificial colors. Artificial colors. What are we, children? This is not like, tricks or something like that. This is not M&Ms. We don't need to see pretty colors. So it's just crazy that something that's supposed to be healthy. I mean, if you went to your favorite restaurant, they decided to put artificial colors in your favorite food, you're sending it back. And that's actually the approach we should take. Even some pharmaceuticals now, some medications, they've removed the artificial colors. I know, like Benadryl, diphenhydramine, antihistamine, they have a dye-free version, but you'll find that artificial color in multivitamins. So it leaves me scratching my head, but my products are 100% pure. We make them for you. No one else makes them for us. We make them for you. No binders, no fillers, no flowing agents, no additives, no manufacturing additives at all. It's difficult work, but you deserve a perfectly pure product, and we're the only company in the world that does that.
Exactly. And by the way, free shipping and handling, 5 flex pay. You also have obviously a 30-day return policy. Shouldn't even waste my breath telling you that because they don't come back. But I love what you were talking about, Andrew, because over here we have some of those examples, right, of those #1 crazy colors that are in a lot of the multivitamins that are out there. And then the fact that some of these, I mean, even I'm not sure how to shoot these.
No, we don't even. We don't show the brand names when we do this. I think basically for fear that showing those products with the brand name, it's kind of disparaging. But if they feel as though it's disparaging to have their name associated with these enormous tablets
huge.
that use these artificial colors, there's a really simple solution. Don't use the artificial colors. Remove the binders and fillers so the tablets can be easier to swallow, or do what I do. put an ultra-fine powder in a capsule that's pH neutral, that's non-acidic, that will never upset anyone's stomach. It's a really simple solution. Unfortunately, most companies just would rather continuing making their products as they've made them. And even, I was looking at a bottle of One A Day the other day. And one of the things, you look at the back of my bottles, it says manufactured by ProCaps Labs. We make it. My company makes it. Other products, when you see distributed by, it means they're simply distributing it. Some companies even leave that information off, which is illegal, but it doesn't stop them from doing it because they don't want to give you the impression that they don't make the product. But even on a bottle of a One A Day product, I was really surprised to see that it said distributed by on it, which to me says they're not manufacturing it. They're having someone else manufacture it for them, which again, the reason why is making a vitamin product, especially making one as special as the one I have here today, it's really difficult work. And maybe if I didn't care about the quality of my product, I'd have someone else make it. But the moment I'd have someone else make it, it would be an inferior product. If I want it to be the perfect product it is, I'm making it myself. Even Essential One since 1979, I'd say that in the last 46 years, and those of you who've gotten the product over the years can vouch, I've changed it at least 24 times. Originally, it didn't contain lutein, lycopene, zeaxanthin, vitamin K2, MK7, pyridoxal 5'-phosphate, 5-methyl tetrahydrofolate, methylcobalamin. Originally, it didn't contain all those ingredients, non-acidic vitamin C. These are all things that have evolved over half a century of being able to either create or locate superior ingredients to make it a perfect product. So I'm dating myself. I'm an old timer, I guess, in the supplement industry. I don't feel like an old timer. No. I'm more excited today by what I do than ever before because what I do is now being embraced by more and more people. Exactly. I used to feel back in the day, I was that lone voice in the wilderness talking about the inadequacies of our diet and how we need to focus on. Right. For 46 years, I've been talking about the importance of vitamin D. Yep. Vitamin D for 46 years, CoQ10 for 41 years. Wow. Now, finally, others have caught up. But I want to just show one little chart here that gives you a sense of the value. Mind you, there's 24 ingredients in the formula, and more than 24. And if we just single out a few here, if you get the version with CoQ10, the CoQ10 alone only costs you $50 more than the standard multivitamin, but that would normally be $124.90. But just even if you look at my 360 capsule supply, again, less than 20 cents a day for the best vitamin D, less than 20 cents a day for the best B12 or vitamin K2, MK7. If you look at all those, and mind you, that's 7 ingredients, and you're at $411. There's another 18 ingredients in the formula. Lutein, lycopene, zeaxanthin are incredibly expensive. Our 5-methyl tetrahydrofolate, incredibly expensive. So when you look at this product, and I always love to talk about the one quote from a study from the Journal of the American Medical Association from a number of years ago, which I never thought the Journal of the American Medical Association would recommend a vitamin. But what they did say is that because the American diet is now recognized as being deficient in numerous nutrients, vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin C, vitamin B12, again, because it's recognized as being deficient, it makes sense to focus on a foundational multivitamin. Right. And the other point they made, and it's what you're seeing right here, a foundational multivitamin, especially because we make it for you, it is so efficient for us to blend all of these nutrients that we have become experts in all of these nutrients, to blend it for you, no additives, no binders, no fillers, no flowing agents, pure vitamins, minerals, and carotenoids, and just ends up being literally pennies a day. And even with CoQ10, it only adds a little bit more than a dime a day. CoQ10, 100 milligrams used to be about $1 or so a day. Now, in that large size, it's a little more than a dime a day to get 100 milligrams of the world's best coenzyme Q10.
Talk about a great first purchase, right? So if you've never shopped before, this is an amazing way to come into the incredible world of Andrew Lessman's vitamins. And by the way, this is it. I mean, this is how tiny it is. Everything is simple, easy to swallow, little teeny tiny capsule. And as I mentioned at the very beginning, I have taken this since day one. I never, ever, ever took a supplement before. I sort of almost feel like it's energy in a capsule. I know I feel better with it. I take it every day. But by the way, now having the additional benefit at pennies a day for the first time ever, Andrew is giving us the opportunity to choose with an additional 100 milligrams of CoQ10. The savings, and I do have both of the charts up here that you can see. This is the one without. Your savings at $15, $45, $80 on your 360. But when we go to the chart with the additional 100 milligrams of CoQ10, wow, look at this. You're saving $26.91 on the 60 capsules. If you just want to try it and see and feel the difference, which you will, you're saving $77.41 on the 180. Needless to say, the 360 way in the lead, $142.41 that you are saving today. And this is today, just to put this in perspective, this is the only day, this is the only time that you're going to be able to pick up the Essential One with the 100 milligrams of the CoQ10. It was on my list anyway because I was waiting for it. So I saw it and went, oh my gosh, I get all the additional benefits there. But Andrew is so right that, Andrew, if you were to buy, or the amount of all of the additional supplements that we are getting, the key ingredients we are getting, we would spend, like you saw on that graphic, a fortune.
And with my product, you're not compromising.
Right.
You know, I have charts here that compare this to all the leading brands. First of all, the vitamin K2 MK7 that you find in Nuance Max. Well, originally Essential One, now it's being called Nuance Max. And in a moment, I'll tell you why I made that change, but that you won't find vitamin K2 MK7 in any of the formulas, any of the leading brands. You won't find the only form of folic acid, 5-methyl tetrahydrofolate. That's the form your body uses. Unfortunately, I'm one of those people that can't metabolize folic acid, and about 40% of the population is just like me. So these companies knowingly use a form of folic acid that almost half the country can't use. So again, none of the leading brands will contain vitamin K2 MK7. None of the leading brands will contain 5-methyl tetrahydrofolate. None of the leading brands will contain vitamin B12 in its most active natural form. They use cyanocobalamin. Cyano sounds like cyanide, and that's because it's directly related to cyanide. Yeah, it's trace amounts of cyanide that get liberated, but why use a synthetic form that isn't as beneficial as the natural methylcobalamin, which we use? Vitamin C. Vitamin C can be challenging. It's highly acidic, could upset your stomach. Mother Nature has a solution. It's called calcium ascorbate. It's pH neutral, the same pH as water. Again, vitamin A, typical leading brands will use preformed vitamin A. Not good for your skeleton. It would never be, it's not something I would choose to deliver to an adult unless they were deficient, which is extraordinarily rare. Use carotenoid-based vitamin A that your body converts as it needs without any risk of toxic effects. It can go on and on and on. There is nothing about my product that bears any resemblance to the leading brands in terms of quality, in terms of ingredients. I couldn't probably exist without One A Day or Centrum existing for decades before me to kind of blaze a trail. But they remain, I hate to say it, firmly planted in the 1950s and 1960s. There's been so much new information, new research, new science on the proper levels to deliver, on the proper forms to deliver. Because as long as you're taking a multivitamin, multimineral supplement, you want the benefits. You want to, if the science is saying that we are deficient or insufficient, that we need these nutrients, you want them in the right forms and you want them in the right levels. And sadly, the leading brands, even the best brands I see on the internet, contract manufactured products, of course, they can't come close to what we have accomplished with Essential One, with our Nuance Max. That this is a work that I've been doing for over 46 years, perfecting 100% pure formula that doesn't contain any manufacturing additives at all, just gives you these nutrients that again, our body desperately requires and desperately needs. We really don't think in terms of the vitamin, mineral, carotenoid content of the foods we eat on a daily basis. We've got a lot of things to focus on. That's not what we're focusing on. And this product, in just seconds a day, delivers what you need. And I have a, where did I put that chart? Here's a chart to give you a sense of how comprehensive it is. And if you look at that chart and go down the list, it's multiple times, all the B vitamins, we're talking 5 to 10 times more to 20 times more B vitamins than the leading brands. They don't contain things like the vitamin K2, MK7, or lutein, lycopene, and zeaxanthin. So it's really, you can't even compare it to any of the leading brands. It's kind of unfair. I don't really know if they have an intention to improve the quality of their products. I think the owner of One A Day, which is Bayer, they own the same company that makes glyphosate, a rather infamous herbicide that is being used, and some people are trying to get it banned. So I think they're distracted by their acquisition of Monsanto and glyphosate. So I just don't think they focus on just doing a sensible, high quality, pure multivitamin, multimineral. And if you think you don't need this, I'd say you're sorely mistaken. You need to take someone's multivitamin if it's not mine. Vitamin D levels in most folks are insufficient or deficient. By most folks, the research will say 80, 90%. B12, vitamin E, most of the products unfortunately use synthetic vitamin E. But if you are a human being, these ingredients there, your body can't make, and you have to have them. The way we eat, I try to eat the best I can, and I know without supplementation, because I test my levels, I wouldn't have adequate amounts of all key nutrients. And this is it's the most inexpensive insurance policy you'll ever get. To think that for less than 20 cents a day, you're getting all of the vitamins that you need, that are defining of a nutritious, healthy diet and a nutritious, healthy person. So it's incredibly affordable. It's an opportunity to make a difference that I don't think most people appreciate until they try it, the difference that it really can make.
Absolutely. And if you think about it, I mean, how we live every day, right? I mean, if we're eating fast food, like you said, Andrew, we're crazy, we're all over the place. If you're lacking energy, do yourself a favor. And all I can tell you is you have a 30-day return policy that goes right along with it. We'll hopefully have a chance to read some of the reviews. There are over 2,600 perfect 5-star reviews on this amazing product, and I know that I am absolutely one of them. I know that I feel the way I feel, that I have the energy. And look, I'm in my 70s, and people will say, I can't believe how much energy you have and how you feel. And I know it's because of what I am doing and helping my body. And I say this all the time, having Andrew here helps you make the right decision about your health. Savings phenomenal. This is the 360. Thank you. You guys are mostly gravitating there in the 360 with the first time and only time today to get the additional benefits of 100 milligrams of CoQ10. You're saving $143. And you're actually, as Andrew showed you on the other graphic, when you understand everything you're getting, you're saving so much more. Easy to swallow, tiny, tiny little capsules we showed everyone. And Andrew, whenever you get a chance, I mean, well, if you're ready, we can show some of the reviews or share some of the comments. We don't filter them, they're all there.
Yeah, I'll show some reviews in a moment, but again, it's a small, soft, easy to swallow capsule. This will never, ever, ever upset your stomach. It's pH neutral and it's non-acidic. If anything, it'll tend to settle your stomach. Yeah. It's truly unlike any other vitamin you're going to find anywhere at all. And I wish there were other vitamins on the market that were similar in quality, that were similar in how we go about manufacturing it. But again, as I said before, most products are made by, almost all products are made by contract manufacturers. So they're the same typical, ordinary commodity products. If you want something done differently, it takes someone like me who founded the company 46 years ago, who has an intention and a desire to only make extraordinary, exceptional products. Because most people would think, I'm crazy to actually invest in a manufacturing facility when there's all these folks who'd make it for me. Right. But it would be the same ordinary stuff that they make for everybody else. If you want something different and special, you need to set out about doing it differently. And that was an enormous investment in time and energy to do it that way. But my facilities, again, in Henderson, Nevada, zero carbon footprint, 100% solar powered. We've been solar powered before it was fashionable.
Yeah.
For over 30 years, we've been 100% solar powered with zero carbon footprint. So we take our responsibility seriously. Not only do our vitamins not contain manufacturing additives, so they're pure, but we don't burden the planet with creating the energy of the work that we do, because the sun delivers more than enough energy for us to do everything. But let's read some reviews.
Perfect.
And best vitamin ever, best vitamins ever, best multivitamin ever. I love these because they have all the vital nutrients needed daily, but without upsetting the stomach. I take one daily and love the fact that they are manufactured here in the USA. Keep up the good work, Andrew. And when they say all of the vitamins, truly all the vitamins, and usually when something is as affordable as this, less than 20 cents a day, you're compromising something.
Right.
You're maybe not getting a lot of quantity, so it's lower potency, but it's going to be mild and lower potency. Or maybe you're going to sacrifice the quality of certain ingredients. No, this is higher potency than all the leading brands. It's going to contain all of the superior forms like methylcobalamin and 5-methyl tetrahydrofolate for folic acid, lutein, lycopene, zeaxanthin. So you compromise nothing, you sacrifice nothing, and you spend less, especially today. But let's continue some more reviews here. Best choice in daily vitamin. I've been taking these vitamins for several years. No aftertaste, and the overall amounts of diverse daily amounts cover all my dietary needs. I wouldn't take any other product, and have been recommending Essential One to all my friends. Essential One with vitamin D3 2000. I've been taking Andrew Lessman's Now Nuance Max. Andrew Lessman's Essential One forever. Hands down, it is the best multivitamin on the market. My family and myself have been taking his vitamins for many, many years with noticeable benefits worth bragging about. I make sure we never run out of our favorite vitamins because we definitely notice the difference. Please let Andrew educate you. Do your homework. You won't find any better vitamin supplements anywhere. Nothing artificial ever, no additives ever. In fact, finally, much to everyone's demanded me, instructed me, commanded me to do something on social media. I avoided social media like the plague. I finally decided to wade into what I was calling kind of the swamp of social media. So we now are present on Instagram.
Yay.
And I'm creating some longer videos. We have a longer video on YouTube that talks about Nuance and how I had come up with the name for Nuance, and that gives you a little bit more detail on it. But
awesome.
As we continue, so there'll be more videos coming, giving more background on products and specific nutrients, like talking about 5-methyl tetrahydrofolate. That deserves its own video. But major ingredients. Each capsule is filled with so many nutrients that makes it the best choice for a daily multivitamin. I was taking gummies for a while, which gummies are just they're just so deceptive. They're bad candy. But in comparing them to a single ProCaps vitamin, I realized I was missing out on many more beneficial nutrients in Andrew's product. They can't come close, and they add calories and chemicals. I will stick with ProCaps for my daily vitamin. That's from Mary Lena in Pennsylvania. Thanks, Mary Lena. Best multivitamins on the planet. I love Essential One with D3. Many multivitamins upset my stomach or are horse pills, which I cannot swallow. These are the perfect size and have an incredibly high level of potency per pill. I love listening to Andrew. Thanks. He is so knowledgeable on vitamins and nutrition. I say this as a chemist that works for the largest vitamin manufacturer in the world. Supply manufacturers like Andrew, so I would know.
Wow.
The best. I wish Andrew Lessman would have the comparison of Essential One to all of the other vitamins on the market permanently on the HSN site for this item. In fact, what I'm going to do in the weeks to come, I'll do either a YouTube or Instagram video where I will compare each of the ingredients to the leading brands, which it's kind of cruel to do because they come up so short. But I think it's worthy of education. But this is full of everything you need. No one can touch the levels of all of the various vitamins he packs into this wonderful, easy to swallow vitamin. Many vitamins are huge and don't even melt in a warm glass of water. That means they may not be breaking down in your body. As you often hear in reviews of his products, I will never be without this product from Cynthia in Alabama. We'll do one more review. One powerful, healthy punch. I wanted to take vitamins, but I did not want to swallow 15 different pills. This product provides all the vitamins I need, plus added benefits, and the capsule is not gigantic. I feel much better after taking these. Thanks, Andrew, for making it easy for me to do something good for my health by simply taking your multivitamin. And even last night before my show, I was just glancing at some of the recent research published on taking a daily multivitamin or the benefits of vitamin D or B12 or vitamin E. They all you wonderfully get all of those benefits from this product. So it's an opportunity to make such a profound difference in the most foundational aspect of what we put in our mouth. Certainly, we need to put calories in our mouth to burn, but we also need the nutrients that define a nutritious, healthy diet. That's what defines this product.
Absolutely. And this is the day, and by the way, with well over 14,000, almost 15,000 spoken for, do not forget, only day of the entire year, brand new, to take advantage of the brand new Essential One with 100 milligrams of CoQ10. Congratulations to everyone there. So stay there. Obviously, we're going to make sure that you have the chance to get yours, but we're moving right on into another huge customer pick with 4.7 stars at hsn.com, over 5,000 perfect 5-star reviews. Think about that. It is our amazing Omega. So let me just share with you, though, that it has been, I think it's been almost a year. Oh, April of 2024 was the last time we had the maximum essential Omega-3 as a Today Special. Here's what's incredible today. When we go through all of the options from your 30 capsules to 90, the 180, look at the savings over here. The 180, you're saving $40. You get to the 360, you're saving $80. 720, this is the only day of the year to get the 720. You're saving $180. But you know what we did? You see these prices? They are the exact same prices as we had last year when we did this as a Today's Special. Huge, as we said, huge customer pick. That's a lot, Andrew.
And that was best pricing ever.
Right.
And if anybody watched the video for last year, because the harvest of omega-3s of fish oil was not a great harvest, that I didn't anticipate being able to maintain this price, again, our best pricing ever on this product, but fortunately, we were able to. So you're getting less than 20 cents a day. And again, my original omega-3 product had a couple 100 milligrams of DHA and EPA per capsule. Now we get a full 500 milligrams per capsule, which is really, in my mind, the perfect level to start in terms of supplementation. Your cardiologist or doctor, psychiatrist, whatever it might be, or neurologist might recommend a higher level to 1,000. So you choose either 1 capsule or 2 capsules daily. You're getting the perfect complement. And again, we target the omega-3s following Mother Nature's blueprint. Mother Nature's blueprint emphasizes the critical importance of the omega-3 called DHA. That's the top of the pyramid, DHA. Unfortunately, the typical, ordinary, commodity, industrially driven balance is mostly EPA. Certainly EPA is critically important. DHA, though, is top of the list. So we are unique in that we emphasize DHA over EPA. And we do not deliver ethyl esters. We deliver the natural triglyceride form. Ethyl esters are a synthetic form that are less active, less beneficial. So it's a long list of comparisons. Plus, my product eliminates perhaps the most annoying, distasteful aspect of omega-3s. There is never a fishy aftertaste. There is never a fishy repeat. There will never be an upset stomach. So we take all the wonderful benefits of omega-3s and eliminate all the nasty problems that they have historically been associated with. I have so many reviews that say, I wish I would have tried them sooner, but I didn't believe that actually I could get an omega-3 that wouldn't upset my stomach, that wouldn't have fishy burps. But this is it. It's entirely different. And again, we tried all sorts of technology to eliminate the fishy aftertaste, but Mother Nature did it for us. We found an incredible extract of orange rind that for whatever reason, that extract of orange rind doesn't cover the fishy smell or aftertaste. It neutralizes it. They neutralize each other. It's truly remarkable how if you look hard enough, I always say this, if you look hard enough, Mother Nature, it's kind of like a game. I think Mother Nature just hides these opportunities for us, and they're available to those of us who are willing to look hard enough. And that's exactly what we did with this product. So you get an omega-3 product, best form, natural form, perfect balance, triglycerides, highest levels of DHA, focusing over the EPA, and you will never have an issue with it repeating fishy aftertaste or any kind of stomach upset. Truly unique, one of a kind, almost, again, perfectly reviewed, like Essential One, Nuance Max. That product is, I think, about 97% positive reviews, 85% five-star reviews. Believe it or not, an omega-3 product, which is the product most people love to hate, I think it is as well or maybe even slightly better reviewed, if that's even possible, than Essential One.
I think you're so right, Andrew. And, you know, when you read the reviews, you read that so many times. And we even have some of the typical omega capsules out there that you look at in the market. And you talk about horse pills. They are gigantic. I want to comment again. I'm holding the big 720. And, oh, by the way, we are shipping everything to you for free. You have 5 FlexPay as we're kicking off our Customer Appreciation Month, and nothing better that we could give you, and then the gift of health. And that's always what you get with Andrew. Savings, though, to be buying even the 720 that we only do today, this is it, but to buy them at the same incredible values as you did last year, obviously you know that you're saving even more money.
It's not even. We could talk about tariffs and all those sorts of things, which I'll avoid that. Yeah. But to think that it's not a question of buying it at the same price as last year. I've been making an omega-3 product for, again, I date myself, decades. It seems terrible as I sit here, and I'm not terrible. But I started my company in 1979. I actually started doing the work related to it a year or two before that. So I've been doing this for a very long period of time. I'm more enthusiastic, more passionate about what I do today than ever before. We have the resources to make the most extraordinary products for you. When you look at an omega-3 product, there's so much to know. A lot of times you'll see, even on a package of flaxseed, I love putting flaxseed in my smoothies. I love putting flaxseed on like a smoothie bowl. And flaxseed, they talk about how rich it is in omega-3s. It is rich in omega-3s, but look at this chart here. It's in the omega-3 that's at the very bottom of this chart. We have to actually go down lower because we're not seeing it. There we go. It's at the very bottom of the chart. That's alpha-linolenic acid. In our body converts, starting with alpha-linolenic acid, it goes through this metabolic pathway to go all the way to the top of the pyramid, as I call it, docosahexaenoic acid, DHA. And that is what we focus on in our product. We also, of course, focus on EPA, but typical products are mostly EPA, secondarily DHA. We are mostly DHA, secondarily EPA. We also give you the docosahexaenoic pentanoic acid as well. We also give you some stearidonic acid as well. So we really endeavor to make this the most comprehensive and also targeting the most important DHA. Your brain, and believe it or not, your brain is basically 2/3 fat, 2/3 fat. And about 98+% of that fat is, if we go back to this chart, is that. So if we're taking an omega-3 for our brain, most of our brain, 98 to 99% of the fat in our brain is DHA. Again, if we look at the retina of our eye, 98 to 99% of the fat in the retina of our eye is DHA. In our heart, the majority of the fat in our heart is not EPA, it's DHA. But unfortunately, what drives the formula, the blueprint for products on the market, isn't Mother Nature. Isn't your brain, isn't your eye, isn't your heart. What drives the balance of the typical omega-3 product is an industrial commodity decision made decades and decades ago. So they're mostly in the form of ethyl esters, and they focus on EPA instead of DHA. So again, if you want to do it correctly, we have to look at how our body is made. We have to look at the blueprint for our body. We have to look at what nature provides. And again, if you want an industrial commodity, typical ordinary product to drive the omega-3 availability in your body, that's 99% of the marketplace. If you want the needs of your body, the demands of your body, the blueprint of your body to be the source for how your omega-3 supplement is made, then you're looking at it right now with Maximum Essential Omega-3, where we target the top of the pyramid, DHA. That is our highest priority, and that means that we have to acquire very specially created just for us omega-3 oils. Otherwise, we could just go into the general market and get the commodity industrially produced oils that everybody else has that are ethyl esters, that are cheap, kind of nasty, but that's not what we do. We want to make an omega-3 product. The research on omega-3s, it's beyond compelling, it's beyond exciting in terms of the benefits for our brain, for our aging brain, for the health of our eyes, for the health of our heart, for our body as a whole. But that research, we're only entitled to get excited if the product we're taking actually follows and emulates that research. That is what we do.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, I'm not aware of others doing the same thing.
No, of course, because I was just going to say, Andrew, because nothing compares to what you do and what you've done for us. And I know there are so many people that are like me. I mean, I wish I loved fish. We know the main benefits are coming from cold water fish. I'm not a fish eater. So if you are that person, you have an opportunity today with the best, we always say the world's finest supplements, to take advantage of the crazy values, that 720. Here's the 720. And can I just kind of, again, show you, just to give you an idea of the difference in the size and how, again, why this is, Andrew's is so easy to swallow, Andrew, because here they are again. And look, we've even seen some, we've had some here before that are even larger than this, that are just impossible to swallow.
And all of those products are almost double the size of my capsule. They contain about 60% of the omega-3s of my capsule. What a lot of companies do with omega-3 products that is really deceptive, they'll have a product that might be a 1,500 milligram capsule. So it says 1,500 milligrams omega-3 fatty acids or omega-3 oils, fish oils. In reality, it only contains a few hundred milligrams of omega-3s. Yes, it does contain 12 or 1,500 milligrams of fish oil, but it doesn't contain that much in terms of omega-3. So again, it requires that you be as smart as they say, caveat emptor, buyer beware. You need to be as smart and as careful as possible. I try to make sure that all of my labels are full disclosures, that all of the questions we get when you often call into my call center, which we're always here to support you at my company, but all of those questions, we try to make sure we anticipate as many of them as possible. You know, sometimes the print on my label is small, but I want you to have as much information as possible on that label so you can make an intelligent, informed decision, informed comparison. But let's read some reviews here. I didn't read many last night. Let's read a few here. The best. I've been taking Andrew Lessman products for 20 years. My husband and I are physicians and cannot live without his product. That's a nice sentence.
That's impressive.
This is an amazing vitamin. No smell at all, very easy to swallow, and so beneficial for anyone's health. I send a year's supply to my mom in Europe, France. All the time, she is a pharmacist and very picky. She has never been able to find such a great product as this omega-3. Well done, Andrew, as always. And I've a lot of friends of mine from school are practicing physicians, and one of the things that's often been raised is the instability of omega-3s, that they can oxidize. And again, that is why we test all our materials when they come in. That is why we quickly make sure that we put them into the production process. And then we test them afterwards to make sure they're not rancid, they're not oxidized, they are purely giving you the benefits you seek. And let me just read another review here.
Perfect.
Great product. I've been a fan since I began searching for additive-free supplements about 5 years ago. Everything we make is additive-free. This product has a good EPA to DHA ratio, unique ratio, higher in DHA, no fish burps, and doesn't cause any stomach upset. I take 2 per day. My doctor said to keep taking it. When you compare the clarity of these capsules to the stuff you'd find at the drugstore, there is such a difference. There really is no comparison. Great product. So again, if you want omega-3s the way Mother Nature intended it, I often say my job as much as it might seem complicated from a scientific level, it really isn't. If we just follow Mother Nature's blueprint, and then do the intelligent thing, is to change it as little as possible and to really get out of her way, that is when I make a perfect product. When I follow her lead and get out of her way, and there's no better example of that than this product.
Absolutely. And look, we're all concerned about our cardiovascular health, right? So here's the opportunity. Again, quickly glance at your savings as we move on with more today's specials. The savings down the road, the 30 saving 10, 90, traveling down that 720. One more comment I would make, that this is your very last day. It's the only day of the entire year to get the 720, and you're saving $180. All right, we're moving right on into another phenomenal today's special. It is the Choco Nuvo. There are well over 3,000 reviews over, I mean, basically, is it 3,500? 2,500 are perfect 5-star reviews. So we're going to go through all of the different options that we have for everyone, but this is the last time of the year, and we know that we cannot ship this in the fall, so we'll go over your different summer, you're right, that's what we're going into. Hey, thank you.
No, and in fact, last year we ended up having to discontinue shipping it sooner because it became so hot toward the end of April.
Right.
And then last year it stayed so hot that normally we could start shipping in the beginning of October, end of September.
Right.
We weren't able to start shipping again until the very end of October, beginning of November. So there's no doubt it's getting warmer. And unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, dark chocolate usually tolerates heat really well. Why? Dark chocolate is kind of dry. Dark chocolate is so highly standardized for cacao that it really doesn't melt. What makes chocolate really melty is milk chocolate. It's the milk fat that makes chocolate melty. So again, our dark chocolate, because of what we've done to make it creamy like milk chocolate, it really is the best of both worlds. You get all of the richness, all of the health benefits, all of the protection of the richest source of protective compounds in the human diet, dark chocolate. You get all of that goodness, but you get the creamy, melt-in-your-mouth texture of milk chocolate because we've added these plant sterol esters. Again, Mother Nature delivering a natural gift. Mother Nature delivers this wonderful fatty material from plants that doesn't have the adverse effects of the fats from animals, but has the wonderful beneficial effects of the fats from plants, in fact, helping to lower your total cholesterol and LDL cholesterol. But even if you don't care about your cholesterol, you're blessed with incredibly healthy, incredible heart health, healthy cholesterol levels. Even if you don't care about that, this will still be the most delicious, the healthiest dark chocolate you will ever try, you will ever taste, and it's also organic and it's also fair trade. And if you look at the price of each square, where gourmet chocolate squares could be a couple of dollars each even, I think today, it's today's special pricing, and it will be as long as it lasts till the weather gets too hot. I think it's about 40 cents a day. So it's unbelievably affordable. Yes. And nothing like it.
And if you're not a dark chocolate person, Andrew, because I'm normally not, the dark chocolate, insane. And by the way, you just use your 66, 74, and 91% cacao. And we can show you the savings here because I did want to comment, this 360, this is the only time that we're going to offer you the 360. We literally do it twice a year. So this is your opportunity to take advantage of it. Phenomenal savings in your 30. You're saving $10, the 60, 20, the 180 count, 60, 360, $140 you are saving. And then I love the way you do this, Andrew, that they're all individually packaged. So I just keep them right with me, and just, you know, that 3 o'clock in the afternoon when you need a little energy, you get a lull. They're perfect for that as well.
And what I'm holding here, this is a 91% square. And again, a 91% square. If you went and got 91% at the store, it's going to be dry and brittle.
Right.
I don't like that at all. It's kind of nasty. But to think that our 91% square, I mean, even it smells kind of like milk chocolate, and it just has that creamy texture. And even you can see where I bit into it. If I bit into it, just how it's already melting in my mouth.
Yeah.
If you look at a typical 91%, it would fragment and like it fractures. It's so dry. But you look at ours, and it's just a melt-in-your-mouth chocolate. I'd open my mouth and show you the chocolate melted in it, but my mom would be really upset by that. But again, to think that this is a 91% square,
So good.
and I can tolerate it. I mean, I would want to spit out your typical 91% chocolate. First of all, I've chosen chocolate from South and Central America that's richer and less bitter. Our most popular is our 74. So we have a 66, which really is just like milk chocolate. We have a 74, which is the perfect happy medium, and then we have 91. All of them are considered dark chocolate because they're over 60%. Some people might say 50%. I prefer 60%, but that's the cacao solids. So it really is a standardized extract of cacao. And that's how I originally got into this. I was going to do a standardized extract of cacao, which would have been at those levels, and I'm saying, as long as I'm making a standardized extract of cacao, why not make it delicious? But then the problem was dark chocolate is nasty for most Americans. So I had to figure out a way to keep it healthy, to not add an unhealthy fat, but to add a healthy fat that made it even healthier, that gave it the melt in your mouth texture of milk chocolate, which is what we've done here. There's truly nothing like this anywhere in the world.
No, and what I think, I kind of feel like I'm cheating when I'm eating it, Andrew, because you're eating the most amazing, delicious chocolate. It tastes like you went into one of those high-end candy stores where you could spend a fortune, but you're literally helping to lower your cholesterol at the same time. So one more quick glance, if you can, also at the great savings. If you already know it, you love it. Even if you don't, you have a 30-day return policy, but only $360 today.
And it goes away. So just so you know, it will go away at the latest by the end of this month, and it won't come back until sometime in October. So because we can't, again, it emphasizes how unique it is. It will melt. We can't ship it during summer. If it gets warm out, we can't ship it. So it's unfortunately a product that only exists for 6 months of the year. Just to underscore how unique it is, if you're worried about sugar content, which I pay attention to the sugar in my diet, and actually next month, I'll talk about this a little bit later. We have something exciting coming up.
Ooh.
But if we look at 66, 74, and 91%, that's the levels of sugar in a square of my chocolate. 1.8, 1.4, and 0.5, which we could actually label 0 if we want, because 0.5 or less is considered 0. But if you look at 25 calories of these other foods, healthy foods, they all contain, even cauliflower or cucumber, contain more sugar than our 25 calorie score. So it truly is a one of a kind chocolate. You have a square with a couple of meals a day. You'll lower your total cholesterol, your LDL cholesterol, helps to reduce your risk of heart disease. And even if you don't care about, you have wonderful heart health, you don't care about those things, it will still be the best dark chocolate you've ever had and the richest source of protective compounds in your diet in terms of heart health, brain health, all the wonderful benefits associated with these protective compounds.
And I think it's amazing that you have a 30-day return policy, right? Because it literally is a food, right? I mean, it's something you're ingesting, but we know you'll love it.
Yes. You'll love it or you send it back.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
And it truly is unlike any other chocolate in the world. It's one of my prouder inventions. And again, you will fall in love with it, and it's something healthy to fall in love with, which is a great thing. Because most times when we fall in love with something we're eating, it usually, at least for me, it's usually not the best of decisions.
Right.
When it comes to dark chocolate, it's an absolute hands down great decision.
And like Andrew said, this is it. So, and if you've been waiting for it, again, remember, you want the big size if you can, the 360 only today. And then I encourage everyone, go and read the reviews on it because again, like everything we share with you with Andrew, it is another incredible, incredible customer pick. And we'll show you that chart one more time so you can see all of the savings that you're getting down the board with that 360 at 140 savings.
And I'll just do a couple of reviews here quickly.
Perfect.
And again, you notice for a while we were putting it in plastic containers. We're doing our very best to eliminate all the plastic we possibly can. Just so everybody knows, our purple packets that we put some of our multivitamins or joint products in, those purple packets will be going away in the future too. But you'll be able to get the capsules on their own, and you'll probably end up saving about 30 or 40%. So just so everyone knows, it's just millions of pounds of plastic needlessly put in the environment. We need to be responsible. I need to be responsible. So that's going to be going away in the future. Not the products, just the packets. But a quick review before we run along. Delicious and great for me. These are delicious and great for me. Bonus, I do not like chocolate. I'm a caramel lover. However, I got the lowest amount of dark chocolate. That's our 66% Choco Nouveau that was available, and it is perfect. As I said, whether it's milk chocolate, caramel, you will love our dark chocolate. It's different. I tried these as a sample and was pleasantly surprised, so I decided to give them a try. They're good, light, and great for a healthy snack or dessert. I love that they are organic, also fair trade. Win-win. I highly recommend these. I'll get more from Andrew Lessman's site to have in stock. Do one more. It works plus great taste equals a winner. This is my personal story about a delicious and really good product. It is my second favorite product from Andrew Lessman. Number one, it works. The proof is in the numbers for cholesterol, which again, we have hundreds of reviews talking about cholesterol benefits. Number two, it tastes so incredibly good. This is the best, most delicious, decadent chocolate. Another home run for Andrew Lessman from Steffi in Massachusetts. And again, you will find just countless reviews saying that this is without question the most delicious dark chocolate in the world. That's what I set out to create. And I believe I succeeded. It has a money-back guarantee. Let's see if you believe it as well.
Oh, 100%. So definitely stay there. But Andrew, I know we only have a few minutes remaining in the hour. And thank you for taking the time to talk about the memory and brain. This is one of my all-time favorite products that I take every single day. Huge customer pick. You can see the savings right up on your screen on each and every one of the sizes. But holy cow. And when we talk about customer appreciation price, $99. You're saving $70 on that $360. Something I think that we can all relate to, right?
It's a monthly special. When we talk about omega-3s, we're talking about our brain, we're talking about our heart, but we really talk about our brain because DHA is what our brain is made of. This is a product that's designed to deliver all of the ingredients, the natural botanical ingredients and nutrients that clinical studies or research have shown to support, to promote cognitive function as we age, to support our memory as we age. Things change as we age. Unfortunately, there's all these products I see on social media and the internet talking about dementia and talking about Alzheimer's. There is no supplement that can treat or cure those things. And it's also blatantly illegal for them to make those sorts of claims. But to the extent there are nutrients, there are botanicals that support this very complex organ and the very complex mechanisms that allow us to think, to have cognition, to have functional memory. That's what this formula is designed to do, with high levels of acetyl L-carnitine to support the creation of neurotransmitters, to support the energy that our brain needs. And our brain might be a small organ, but it is the most energy-intensive organ in the human body. And again, to support healthy circulation to the brain and away from the brain, because remember, our brain is isolated. We have the blood-brain barrier in terms of circulation. It's isolated in our cranium. It's so vital. It has to be isolated. That isolation is good when we're young. As we age, that isolation is problematic because getting fuel, oxygen, nutrients to our brain, that's why I think all the research on LDL cholesterol of late, and there's some interesting studies published, it relates to the fact that as we might impair circulation to the brain and from the brain, there could be consequence to the functioning of the brain. So we want to do everything we can to support the healthy circulation to our brain, support the recovery of our brain, and that's what this comprehensive formula is designed to do. Best pricing of the year, other than a Today Special. And we don't do a Today Special for this every year, so this might be the best pricing of the year.
Yeah, and again, definitely for me, I know feel the difference, experience the difference, because you know, Andrew, with my goodness, what you do, what we do, it's so important to be able to have that, you know, mental acuity and that retention of information, and it's...
Oh, no,
I love it.
Without it, I mean, to be able to do I love my job, and if I don't take extraordinarily good care of my brain, I can't do my job. And in fact, one of the most important things, and my friend Daniel Amen, he loves the ingredients in this product, but my friend Daniel Amen, well, I know, be right with me when he recommends probably the most important thing we can do for our brain is stay active first of all,
Right.
not to do things like smoke, not to do things like drink alcohol, but stay active. When we get our heart pumping, when we get that circulation moving again, talking about healthy circulation to and from the brain. So remaining active is a wonderful thing we can do to our brain. So much even more important than this product, as important as these ingredients might be.
Absolutely. And again, all of the different sizes available for everyone, monthly special price on each and every one. Andrew, thank you so much. I know I always look forward to this day. And we miss Truman.
Same. Truman, hopefully he'll come with me later. Truman's now he's about 32, 33 pounds. He's a big boy.
Oh.
He was 6 pounds. He was 6 pounds when everyone saw him this summer.
Wow.
So he's now a big boy. He's incredibly smart. He's just a sweetheart. So, all right, maybe later.
Okay.